All right, so now we're going to do another of our difference of two squares. And this one is one with a special watch out, because anytime we have a power that is higher than 2, we need to watch for possible factors within our factors, or things that should be factored again. So since it's a difference of two squares, remember that h to the fourth is h squared squared. Okay, so we're going to factor this as conjugates, h squared plus 9 and h squared minus 9. But this one right here is a difference of two squares. Again, this one is the sum of two squares, which does not factor. This one is, again, a difference of two squares. So my final factorization is going to be h squared plus 9, and then I factor this as conjugates, h plus 3, h minus 3, and now I'm done. This problem is a sum. Once we end up pulling out the 8, we get a p squared plus 100. A sum of two squares does not factor further. So we can pull out the 8, but then we're stuck because the sum of two squares does not factor. And now we're bringing in the sum and difference of two cubes. And the formula for this one is a cubed plus b cubed will always factor as a plus b. A squared minus a b plus b squared. Okay, and remember that this second parenthesis, this trinomial, is so close to a perfect square trinomial, but it's not, because it doesn't have a doubling here, that it does not factor further. So this is how you factor a cubed plus b cubed, a plus b. This first parenthesis takes the same sign, and then a squared minus ab plus b squared. If I change this to a minus, all I have to do is change this to a minus and this to a plus. And then I have the difference of two cubes. So they have very similar formulas. So now this, I can think of this as being z cubed plus 3 cubed to get it into this form with the plus and the minus. Okay, so then my a is a z and my b is a 3, just plugging into the formula. So my factorization is going to be z plus 3 times z squared minus 3z plus 9. And that's all there is to the sum and difference of cubes, is just memorizing this little pattern. We have a difference of two cubes, and the 125 is a 5 cubed, isn't it? So we're going to have d cubed minus 5 cubed, or d minus 5 times d squared plus, remember this sign always changes, 5d plus 25. And another sum of two cubes. So we have 2m cubed plus 5n cubed. And when I factor that, I get 2m plus 5n times 4m squared. Remember, it's this one squared. And then it's the product with the opposite sign. So minus 10mn plus, I ran out of room, plus the last term is 25n squared. I just ran out of room there. And now I've come back with a few more, and we will be done with 4.3.